When I was a teenager, one of my older brothers gave me a gold pan as a gift. Living in Idaho, where miners had found much gold years ago, I was excited to go to various places and see if I could find my fortune. I never really found any gold, but I've carried this with me throughout the years, and it's been in a number of my offices as a reminder that I'm looking for human gold. And I have a deep conviction that every person has a nugget. It's very important to awaken the hope in them that they have inner worth and gold also. If you absolutely knew that there was a buried treasure out in a field of rocks and hard-packed soil, but if you knew it was there, you'd dig for it, wouldn't you? So often, people aren't willing to pay the price or do the things to find their inner worth if it's been covered over with many tough experiences. Because why put forth the effort if they really don't know that it's there? As caregivers and helpers and friends, family members, it's so important to be able to have our lives as healthy as possible so that we can actually see the gold in them. Because when we see it, they can feel it. And when they feel it, they can see it. And that is a strong motivator for them to dig and find it, no matter how difficult it is. I have used this in my work with Juvenile Corrections Department in order to capitalize on what we call strength-based interventions. So I let the gold pan represent looking for those strengths along with the risks. The risks are like the dirt, and the gold flakes or the nuggets are the strengths. Everybody's got them. We just have to help them to sift and look through and find the gold, which then can be built upon. Let me illustrate a couple of other things with object lessons. When a juvenile is committed to the Department of Juvenile Corrections, they're similar to this piece of agate that I found. Strong, beautiful, but there's a few sharp, rough edges. It's frankly dangerous in a number of ways. Our goal is to help capitalize on those strengths and be able to reduce those areas of risk. Here's another agate that I found in a thrift store. Almost totally round. This is not what the finished product is when a juvenile is released from the Department of Juvenile Corrections. This is more something that will take a lifetime and beyond to refine ourselves. Here's another rock that I found that is not fully round, but is rounded in a lot of respects. It's beautiful. This is similar to what we're trying to accomplish in the Department of Juvenile Corrections to help reduce the risks, capitalize on the strengths, and help the juvenile return to their family wherever possible and home community back into real life as soon as possible so that they don't become institutionalized or otherwise further harmed by being out of real life as long as they otherwise might have been. We use what's called the balanced approach, balanced and restorative justice. It includes 3 elements. Community protection is the first of those. We want to do things to help the community be more protected, be safer, and when the juvenile returns, to be able to contribute to further community protection. One of the ways that that is done through the balanced approach is accountability, wherever possible, victim restoration, restitution, other things to help victims feel more whole and restored. Another leg of the balanced approach is competency development. As the juveniles grow in their educational abilities, in their abilities to overcome alcohol or drugs, deviant, delinquent thinking, behaviors that contributed to their problems and to the detriment of others, they are being able to return to their home communities as a more competent contributor. The community needs to be doing things to better prepare themselves to be of support to juveniles and their families, whether preventing delinquency or also supporting someone who's had problems with delinquency, returning to the community. The community is what helps support the balanced approach in these three legs. The community supports the family, which in turn is the greatest support to the juvenile. Now, if the family is not strengthened, given the support that they need, returning the juvenile to the community almost always results in the juvenile failing and not having the adequate support. So it's essential that community efforts combined with individual family strengthening along with the balanced approach for the juvenile to help us be able to have more healthy individuals, families, communities with greater prevention of crimes and greater production of happier, healthier individuals.